So there's a new AI writing tool called Dibbly Create. In this video, I'm going to give you my honest review on whether it's worth it or not. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So if you're new to the channel, my name is Sean and I've built and sold a 7-figure publishing business, and now I'm building my new KDP account. So if you want no BS publishing advice from someone who's actually doing it, then make sure to subscribe. And if you want a completely free training on how I built a 7-figure publishing business, then the link to the free training is below this video. All right, so the name of this new tool is called Dibbly Create. This is the website, and it is actually created by the guys from the Urban Writers. So the Urban Writers is a company that provides many different services for writers, from ghostwriting, cover designs, description writing, even SEO. And I recommend them often for ghostwriting needs. For cover designs and other services, I don't quite recommend them at the moment, but for ghostwriting, I think they're very good. So recently I tried out their new AI tool Dibbly, so this is my honest review on it. Now, before I actually review the tool, you might be wondering, is AI even allowed to use in Amazon KDP? So you might have seen it recently where Amazon made a change where now they ask you whether the content is created by an AI or not. And there's two different categories here. So you can see that this is from their content guideline, and there's essentially two different categories that you can categorize your work at. AI generated, which means that you generated the actual content with AI, and AI assisted, which means that you wrote the content yourself, or you created the design yourself, but then you use AI to edit it later on. So what I'm about to show you and what Dibbly will help you is going to be categorized under AI assisted. Technically, you can use them like ChatGPT and generate the content yourself, which is going to fall under AI generated. But what I'm going to show you in this video and all the use cases is going to be under AI assisted, so that when you're uploading the book on KDP, you can select no, it's not AI generated and pass that question. And that's exactly what I recommend for now until KDP announces, further details on whether they accept AI content or not, is to focus on creating books with AI assisted content, but not AI generated content, so that you can say no to that question. And once again, Dibbly Create usage are considered AI assisted. All right, let me show you how it looks in the dashboard. So this is how it looks. You have your tokens. So basically you purchase tokens on a per month basis. And depending on how much you use, obviously you're gonna use up the tokens. But you can create different projects. So that'll be for different books. There's folders to organize. And there's also the template. This is pretty much the biggest benefit to using Dibbly Create is there's built-in templates. So I'm going to show you how that works. I've already created a project here called the decluttering book because I was trying to write a decluttering book using this tool. So let's go and open that. And what I was trying to do is to create the book outline. So they have the template here. You can create different templates as well. So there's also the notes section so that you don't have to create notes separately. You can have everything under the same tab. So I just deleted everything. So it's from scratch, and then you can pretty much start writing anything you want. And basically, if you do / here, there's different formatting that you can do, as well as you can pull up Kip, which is the AI tool, and then you can ask them to write something if you want to. If you do so, it'll be for AI generated content once again. But if you use it just for brainstorming like this, and if you ask something like, can you suggest me 8 chapter ideas for a book on decluttering, it'll go and generate exactly that. So it's pretty much the same as ChatGPT, and then you can either regenerate, deny it, or accept this, right? The cool thing about this is you can highlight it and then once again pull up Kip, and you can ask it more specifically, like rewrite it in the tone of this, or make it more warm, or make it more professional, or something like that. So that is a cool feature. Also, there's the chat box feature. So if you kind of miss the chat interface that you get from ChatGPT, then that's exactly what you get here. So you can just chat with Kip and then go back and forth and get some ideas. So you will have your own ChatGPT assistant right here that you can just copy paste it. So the idea of Dibbly Create is pretty much everything is all in one. So you don't have to have multiple tabs open, from having Google Doc open and your notes tab open and ChatGPT open and a bunch of other tabs, right? So it does save some time going back and forth through different tabs. But in my opinion, the biggest value comes from not what I showed you here, but what I'm about to show you here, which are the templates. So if you go up here and click on Kip, there's a bunch of tools and templates that you can use. And this is probably the reason why you should get Dibbly if you choose to. And this is the biggest thing that Dibbly has going for them. So let me show you one by one. So let's start with the outline here. The cool thing with the tool is that you don't have to come up with this crazy ChatGPT prompt by testing and seeing what works, what doesn't, because everything is pretty much pre-planned in this template. So all you have to do is answer these questions, and Dibbly will pretty much, there's internal prompts happening already, so it'll just generate the outline based on that. So in our case, let's do nonfiction here, and let's do adults. Number of chapters, let's do 8. Number of words, a full high content book is 30,000 words. And we'll just call it Decluttering Mastery. And for the genre of book, let's do self-help. Let's do decluttering for the main topic. And for the explanation of the book, we can say a book that helps people declutter their home and reduce stress and anxiety. And let's try and click on generate here. So the generation does take a little while. So I actually generated this before, and you can save it in the notes tab, which I'm going to show you right now. So this is basically what it came up with. So you have this super detailed outline starting from the manuscript here. So for the manuscript, we have subtitle for the book, master the art of decluttering your home and simplify your life. So you can obviously keep this or you can rewrite it, whatever you want to do. Then you have the niches of the book, size of the book. And next we have the objectives of the manuscript. So provide practical techniques and strategies for decluttering and organizing your home, and 2 more. And then we have the description. Okay, we're gonna generate a better description than this in a separate template, but that also helps as well. We have the key reader takeaways, questions reader would want answered. And this is where it shows that this tool is not just, like sometimes with ChatGPT, it'll give you some fluff response, and you really have to practice with the prompting to get an actually good answer from ChatGPT. But with Dibbly, you can see that it is actually going through Amazon and going through what kind of reviews and questions people are asking, and it is generating that here, because under the questions readers would want answered, it says, what are some practical strategies for decluttering sentimental items? Now, I researched this decluttering topic a little bit in the past, and this is exactly the kind of question people would ask. But typically with a fluff answer from ChatGPT, you're not gonna get this. So this part, I was definitely impressed by Dibbly. Now, for the target audience, you also get 3 ideas from there. Why the audience would read the book, top books in the niche, style tone, and also competition analysis, where it literally tells you what is the unique selling points of your successful competitors. So we have all these books with why they're standing out from the marketplace. And on top of that, it literally tells you here what this book can offer that is different from the competition, right? How our book, Decluttering Mastery, can stand out. So Dibbly is suggesting that we take a holistic approach to decluttering, addressing not only physical clutter, but also mental and emotional clutter. So it is literally telling you, hey, these are all the competitors, this is how they're standing out, and this is how you can stand out from all your competition in the marketplace. So that is actually really cool. And finally, we got the chapter summaries, which is super detailed. Once again, we have the chapter, and the summary and the subpoint and the summary for each subpoint. And that pretty much continues for 8 chapter. So once again, it is extremely hard to get this one output with ChatGPT, even with the perfect prompt, right? So if you're comparing that aspect between ChatGPT or any other AI tool out there compared to Dibbly, Dibbly definitely wins, and that is just one tool. So let me go back and show you the description. So description, kind of the same thing. It's just plug and play, right? So you got the fiction and nonfiction. So I'll just put nonfiction, genre is decluttering. I'm not going to put anything for the tone, and for the output you can basically choose the file section, and from there this is what it generated. So decluttering description, and this is exactly the kind of format you want your description to be for nonfiction. For fiction it'll be different and it'll generate it that way. But we have the heading, we have the lead section, we have the bullet points, and then we have the call to action. So it is basically upload ready at this point, so it saves you a ton of time. So that was the outline and the book description template. Now, if you try to outsource both of these tasks, as an example, if you go to Fiverr, these are the Fiverr gigs that is selling for doing nonfiction book outline for you. So this one sells the outline package for $70. This gig does it for $500. So by using Dibbly, you can essentially save $70 minimum per book. And if you outsource book description, this gig does it for $25 on Fiverr, this one does it for $25, and this lady does it for $100. So once again, you save this much basically doing it yourself on Dibbly. All right, so next let me show you the research section here. So if you go to the research tab, basically it's the same thing, plug and play. So you will put in the information, decluttering, And then for the search type, it's gonna go to Amazon. And let's just say we want Dibbly to go and analyze 5 books on Amazon under the book of decluttering. And this is the output we get. So basically what the research tab does is it actually goes to Amazon, not guessing like ChatGPT. It actually goes to Amazon and see what kind of books are ranking for that keyword, and it gets all the information from there, right? So this is the first book that is ranking. You get the rating, customer reviews, as well as the Amazon link. So these are something super easy to get, so I don't think it's that valuable. But what is useful is the review summaries. So it essentially summarizes different reviews for you, like the 5-star reviews, and these are the main points, like the strength and weaknesses. And the 4-star review, same thing, strengths and weaknesses. 3-star reviews, strengths and weaknesses. So basically, if you're trying to create a book on decluttering, all you have to do is go and take the strengths, because we don't want to copy the weaknesses of your competitor, right? We want to try and avoid, what your competitors are getting negative reviews for, obviously. So you just go and take the strengths, and then you look at the next book, same thing, try and implement, what your competitor is doing good at into your book, right? And then just keep going from there. So there is a way to have ChatGPT go and scrape actual books on Amazon, which you have to use GPT-4, which means that'll be $20 a month. So you get GPT-4 and you get a plugin for GPT-4 where it actually goes to Amazon and scrape the books. With GPT 3.5, I might be wrong, but I don't think there is a way to actually do this. So Dibbly Create essentially saves you $20 a month getting GPT-4 because you can do it right here. All right, so these 3 were the most useful templates from my experience. There are other ones such as the summarizer, which summarizes the blog post or YouTube video. If you're doing research and you don't have time to watch YouTube videos or blog posts, then you can go and have the AI summarize it for you, and then you can just use that in your book, right? So there's that. There's also the biography creation tool, which this is something that you can easily create with ChatGPT for free. So I'm not quite sure if it really is beneficial, but I guess they're trying to make it really all in one. And for the title generator, once again, I feel like it's pretty easy to get this with ChatGPT or other tools. There's a lot of title generator out there. So I personally didn't really find it helpful, but there is this too. Now, the big one that's coming up in the future is the plagiarism checker. So if you can check for plagiarism right here, then it'll replace all the plagiarism checker online, which they're always around $10 a month. So you essentially save $10 a month. And the image generator, which is going to replace Midjourney. So that's also $10 a month minimum, right? So once these 2 come out, then the value of Dibbly Create definitely increases. But once again, for now, the most useful ones are the outline, description, and the research one. Now, on top of all this, they also have the feature to format the book right here. So you don't have to use other tools or softwares to format it. So if you go to the export project, right here you can go and select different settings, and essentially when you're happy with it, like you can select the page size, you can select the format like PDF or Word, and then you can have different settings, and then you can export it. However, the problem with the formatting is extremely basic. So it's kind of like one of those things where, yes, you can technically format it right here, but if you just do this formatting and then upload it to Amazon, you're most likely going to get negative reviews, or it's going to look extremely cheap. So the formatting at the moment, it's not good enough to be usable in my opinion. However, it's a brand new tool, right? So hopefully they do improve this in the future. Hopefully, if Dibbly, if you're watching this, I'm sure you're going to watch it because I'm going to send you the video. But this is one thing you should improve if you want to be competitive in the formatting tool space. So here is the recap of everything that I just mentioned in this video. Essentially, it replaces ChatGPT 4, which is $20 a month. And once the formatting tool gets better, because right now it definitely does not replace Atticus or Vellum, but hopefully in the future. So once the tool improves, it can replace Atticus, Vellum, Reezy formatting, which could save you $100 to $200 one time. And once the plagiarism checker comes in, Grammarly Pro will be replaced, so that's $10 a month. And once the image generator tool comes out, then it'll replace Midjourney, which is $10 a month. And it also replaces Google Doc and other note takers, which are free, but it's just, it's gonna save you some time because everything is right in Dibbly instead of having a bunch of tabs open and switching from one to another. So in total, you can kind of look at it in a way that it saves you $40 a month plus some time if you learn how to use Dibbly effectively. But then the big question is, how much does it actually cost? So this is a price for Dibbly where there's 2 different pricing. Obviously there's a yearly plan and the monthly plan, and the yearly plan is, it's better if you want to save some money. But there's a free option But the thing with the free option is it pretty much does not have any of the tools that I said is the most useful. So it doesn't have the outline generator, there's no research tool, and the description generator, which are the three best ones. So if you're gonna get it, you probably need the professional package, which has all that, and it starts at essentially $19 a month. So here's my honest thoughts on Dibbly Create. I think the outline, research, and the description templates were great. Those are something that is kind of hard to replace with just really good prompting on ChatGPT, so I think that has some value there. For the other templates, I think it's easily replaceable with ChatGPT or other tools online, so I don't really see any value, so it definitely needs to improve. Once the plagiarism checker, the image generator, and all other promised tools are released, because they're actually promising a lot more tools to come out, not just the plagiarism checker, not just the image generator, they're saying there's gonna be like 10 other tools that's gonna come out here. So once they do add that, I can definitely see that the value for money that you get is gonna be higher and higher and higher over time. So who should get this? Well, writers who want to simplify their tools. If you have a bunch of tools, once again, and you're using, an app for a note-taking, and you using another one for research, and using ChatGPT for something else, and if you just want to simplify everything and have everything in one place, then this will be a good solution for you. It is also for someone who don't want to pay for ChatGPT 4 and instead just pay for this, and it kind of covers the same thing. You could do that. It is also for those who don't really want to learn how to prompt properly to create good outputs on ChatGPT, because some people really enjoy that and learning, prompt engineering. But for a lot of people, it is very time consuming. So if you just want to skip all that and have a tool that's built in for you and done for you, then this could be good. So that is my honest feedback and review on Dibbly Create. I'm not gonna say you should get it or you shouldn't get it. I just pretty much gave you all the information and my honest thoughts on it. If you think this sounds good and you do want to check it out, then the link is below this video. And that is it for the video. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you guys in the next one.